Welcome to a brand new video where we talk how Nvidia can reach $200 after the earnings, okay? And today was a very special day. If you don't know who I am, make sure to subscribe and like this video. But I am looking for extremely growth opportunities, X10 stocks. I invested into Tesla when it was $18 company and it became a $400+ company. I also have an X10 day trading group. If you want to day trade and receive all our trades all automatically, like for example today we trade Nvidia, then make sure to check out the link. If you have $10,000, you are ready to go, and you don't have to do anything. Like you start the software, you get all the trades. It's amazing. So let's talk about Nvidia. Why Nvidia is up almost 5% and Google is down 8%. Okay, that has something to do with actually Google earnings. All right, Google earnings were very interesting because the market seemed to look for a little bit more profitability, more revenue, whatever it is. But the most important is what they announced in terms of CapEx. Okay, CapEx is the capital expenditure within 1 year. I just have to find it. But actually they are, they want to, here's the sentence. They want to spend $75 billion in AI infrastructure for 2025, which is insane. Okay, but what was more insane was that they actually, totally blown away the expectations, because the expectations was only 57 billion. Now, if you think about AI infrastructure, which name comes to your mind? Exactly, it's Nvidia. Nvidia was very beaten down because of export, transport, chip delays. We have seen it all. And the highest we got so far was somewhere around like 150. But now with this news that more companies will spend more and Nvidia will have earnings, which I think will totally blow away. I think they have their earnings on the 26th of this, 26th of this month, okay? And there's like a huge trade, by the way. If you're day trading, you need to be in our group. Like there's a huge trade where we increase your whole portfolio by 20%. Like this is an insane, opportunity. So here you can see every time we beat the EPS gets more higher. And actually, we are now at the very attractive, in my personal opinion, PE ratio of only 49. Just to give you an example, if Nvidia would have the PE of Tesla, which is more than 3 times, now Nvidia would be at 450. If they would have the PE ratio of Palantir, then they would be actually 1,400. Oh, sorry, 1,200. Where they are? They would be 10x. Okay, 1,250. So as you can see, Nvidia, though so big, is very cheap, because also you need to consider that they grow tremendously. Okay, if you're going to Nvidia earnings release, okay, which is here on their website under the investor regulation or the investor relations, you can see that actually the trend is insane. Okay, so they made over $35 billion in revenue. The Q2, they made only 30. So they make like roughly 5%, $5 billion more every quarter, not year, okay, not decade, quarter. We are talking about insane numbers. And this trend is continuing because the CFO commentary, says that actually they are expecting that the demand, let's have a look if we find it real quick, that demand is actually very strong. Okay, the demand for Hopper architecture is strong, and our H200 offering grew significantly in the quarter. So also you can see that the networking equipment revenue is very strong. Like when and here you can see, which is very important, this is maybe the most important, both Hopper and Blackwell systems have certain supply constraints, and the demand for Blackwell is expected to exceed supply for several quarters in fiscal 2026. This is this year, okay? So they have much less that they can sell, which is great, okay? And this will happen. So look at Google. Google wanted to actually spend 57 billion. Now they want to spend 75 billion. That's 18 billion more, right? Let's make it a round number. It's 20 billion more. So 20 billion, where does it go? Nvidia, Avgo, Broadcom, SCMI, who else? Maybe a little bit of AMD, but this is where you want to be. The big guys, and forget about DeepSeek. Like this is the one company, doesn't matter if it's Chinese AI, it's Middle East AI, US AI, they all need Nvidia chips. Okay, there's an interesting video that I want to play with you for you, which is quite interesting. Lex Friedman is one of the best podcasters, and he interviewed some of the most depth AI specialists in the market, okay? And this is actually what they say about Nvidia. Let me play it for you, right? So where is it? I think it's clips Nvidia. Let's see if we find it. Here we go. Okay. Here we go. And actually, let's play it a little bit faster.
I mean, NVIDIA's entire culture is designed from the bottom up to do this. There's this recent book, The NVIDIA Way by Take Him, that details this, and how they look for future opportunities and ready their CUDA software libraries to make it so that new applications of high-performance computing can very rapidly be evolved on CUDA and NVIDIA chips. And that is entirely different than Google as a services business.
Yeah, I mean, NVIDIA, it should be said, is a truly special company. Like, I mean, they're the culture, everything, they're really optimized for that kind of thing. Speaking of which, is there somebody that can even challenge NVIDIA hardware-wise? Intel, AMD?
I really don't think so. We went through a very long process working with AMD on training on their GPUs and inference and stuff, and they're decent. Their hardware is better in many ways than NVIDIA's. The problem is their software is really bad, and I think they're getting better, right? They're getting better faster, but the gulf is so large, and they don't spend enough resources on it, or haven't historically, right? Maybe they're changing their tune now, but for multiple months we were submitting those bugs, right? Like semi-analysis, right? Like, what the fuck? Like, why are we submitting those bugs, right? Because they only cared about their biggest customers, and so they'd ship them a private image, blah blah blah, and it's like, okay, but I am just using PyTorch and I want to use the publicly available libraries, and you don't care about that, right? So they're getting better, but I think AMD is not possible. Intel's obviously in dire straits right now, and needs to be saved somehow. Very important for national security, for American technology governments.
Can you explain that obviously? So why are they in dire straits?
Going back to earlier, only 3 companies can R&D, right? Yeah. Taiwan, Hsinchu, Samsung, Pyongyang, and then Intel, Hillsboro. Samsung's doing horribly, Intel's doing horribly. We could be in a world where there's only one company that can do R&D, and that one company already manufactures most of the chips. They've been gaining market share anyways, but that's a critical thing, right? So what happens to Taiwan means the rest of the world's semiconductor industry, and therefore tech, relies on Taiwan, right? And that's obviously precarious. As far as Intel, they've been slowly, steadily declining. They were on top of servers and PCs, but now Apple's done the M1, and Nvidia's releasing a PC chip, and Qualcomm's releasing a PC chip, and in servers, hyperscalers are all making their own ARM-based server chips, and Intel has no AI silicon wins, right? They have very small wins. and they never got into mobile because they said no to the iPhone, and like all these things have compounded, and they've lost their process technology leadership, right? They were ahead for 20 years, and now they're behind by at least a couple years, right? And they're trying to catch back up, and we'll see if like their 18A, 14A strategy works out, where they try and leapfrog TSMC. But like, and Intel's just like losing tons of money anyways, right? And they just fired their CEO, even though the CEO was the only person who understood the company well, right? We'll see. He was not the best, but he was pretty good, relatively technical guy.
Where does Intel make most of its money? The CPUs still, right?
PCs and data center CPUs, yeah. But data center CPUs are all going cloud, and Amazon, Microsoft, Google are making ARM-based CPUs. And then PC side, AMD's gained market share. Nvidia's launching a chip. That's not going to be a success, right? MediaTek, Qualcomm have launched chips. Apple's doing well, right? Like they could get squeezed a little bit in PC. Although PC generally, I imagine, will just stick Intel mostly for Windows side.
So as you can see, a couple of things. So first, as you can see, Taiwan is very important. This keeps being a risk for Nvidia, obviously. But other than that, like, you know, Nvidia has the best, not only hardware, or one of the best, but also the playing together hardware and software, right? So that's very important. And that's why let's look into quickly something that I wanted to show you. Actually, I think it's better when I would show you trading view. So let me show you what I mean by being 200 after the earnings, okay? Stocks are generally doing better when they are beaten down and, you know, investors are being shaken out, and then you have a huge comeback. And the comeback is then actually stronger because everyone gets FOMO to miss the opportunity, and then actually wants to get in, okay? So here you can see we went at 150s, then we had this, you know, small sell-off here until like 117, 116 even. And from there, I believe now we are ready for the next leg, okay? You can see that maybe in the chart as well. We were also at 130s, right? 135s. Then we had like a sell-off till, I remember that, like that was like this Japan carry trade thing, right? So we went up to 100, then, you know, we went to 130 again down. So I think like now we are starting to have, with the push of more capex for Nvidia and the AI infrastructure, plus you have the earnings, so you have like two catalysts that will push the stock towards 200. I think if we are not over 200 in this year with this revenue growth, then, you know, you just keep on buying, okay? So if you're interested in also day trading and you're receiving all our trades, we did a nice trade on Nvidia, for example, then make sure to sign up and get a free call with me or one of my teammates, and then you also should Instagram follow me, and follow, there's a lot of content that I'm doing there. Wolf of Dubai, Danny, very easy. And then you can follow me there for more content about business and so on, a little bit of lifestyle, a little bit of trading, all what you want to see, it's there. And yeah, looking forward to the next video.